Hi guys, welcome to Hoops Junction. Today we're going to be talking about the Pacers scuffle that occurred Saturday night after they defeated the Detroit Pistons 94-82. Now my first thoughts that came to mind is this Malice in the Palace Part 2? Well, this will be Malice and Banker's Life rematch, Grudge match, or whatever the case is. That's what it would be if it was a WWE bout or WWF bout. You know, Malice in Bakersfield Grudge match. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the game was over. It was 94-82. The Pistons were dribbling it out, and I guess what's his name? Pistons point guard. Crap, it eludes me. He's actually having a great season. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to his name. Jeez, what is his name? What is his name? I don't like not knowing people's names. Anyway, he tried to pass it to Reggie Jackson. There we go. Reggie Jackson. There we go. He's having a great season. He tried to pass it to Marcus Morris so they could go ahead and dribble the ball. And Paul George actually tried to dive and steal the ball. It was like maybe less than 10 seconds left, 4 seconds left. He goes for the steal. And Marcus Morris kind of like pushes him out of the way, and he grabs the ball and passes it back to Reggie or whatever the case may be. So then, as Marcus was proceeding to get the ball, he forearm shivers Paul George, pushes him really hard. Paul George comes back to him, and he looks at him and he's like, you know, I don't appreciate that or whatever the case is. They're like face to face. You know what I'm saying? Like they could probably kiss. Pause. Anyway, when that's going on, Marcus Morris pushes Paul George, and both of the benches clear, and they begin to, you know, proceed to break people up. And I think one of the guys, it was weird, Rodney Stuckey had nothing to do with it. He was getting pulled up by like 2 coaches. They're just like pulling him up and like, no, you're not doing this. And it's really funny how these guys are like really big. They're like 6'6", 6'4", 6'7", and these little 5'11" guys, 5'7", 5'8", they're like just tugging them, pulling them, like, no, you're not doing this, no, you're not. You know, if I'm 6'7", and I'm supposed to be like an athlete, I'm just gonna be mushing these guys out of the way. But that's a side note. Anyway, so that's going on. Everybody's scuffling, everybody's tussling. It is one of the it's very scary for the NBA for something like that to happen, because just remembering, okay, these are the same teams, Detroit and Indiana. This is where it all started. This is why a lot of guys had to change their dress code. This is why you know, fans are allotted a certain amount of beer during the game. Like these are like, you know, this could be you know, Balance in the Palace 2.0. So it was very scary for the NBA. But in terms of the players, I would have to say this: there's a reason why that agitated Marcus Morris, and to me it's sad. It's a sad reason, because here's the thing: if you don't want somebody chasing after the ball or whatever the case may be, play better. You beat them by 12, and the reason why they beat you by 12 is because they are chasing the ball, and that's the difference between a lot of people in general in life, like the go-getters and the people who never seem to like get what they want in life. The go-getters, they're willing to do anything. It doesn't matter how much time is left on the clock. And the commentator was saying, he was like, you know, oh, he didn't have to push him. He was just going after the ball. And one guy said, well, he didn't have to go for the ball. And wrong. He did have to go for the ball. It doesn't matter, because he wants to win. Even though like most people let stuff go, if you're really competitive and you're trying to get somewhere, those are the habits you want to build. Like, let me go for the ball no matter what. Let me do this no matter what. Let me hustle hard no matter what. And that's the difference between the two. And that was shown, because Paul George was taking his aggression out on the sport, and Marcus Morris was taking out his aggression on the man. So it's 2 different things. His focus was less like, how could this guy be so petty? You know, the game's over. We're down 12. No need to go for the ball. I'm going to push him. I'm going to teach him a lesson. I'm going to push him. And Paul George, his mindset is, I'm going to teach you a lesson on the court. I'm going to teach you a lesson. Don't come here with that weak stuff. I'm going to teach you a bigger lesson. It doesn't matter how many seconds left on the clock. I'm going for the ball. It doesn't matter. And that kind of mentality is what transfers into the playoffs. Because how many times have we seen games we think they're over, and that 1 millisecond, that split second, that the person made that extra play, even if they felt like the time was winding down, it saves the game. We've seen it Game 6, Miami Heat, all those offensive rebounds. Chris Bosh turns around, gives the Ray Allen, bang. You've seen it with Tracy McGrady. It was like 30 seconds. He hit like 4 threes or 5 threes. He scored like 13 points in like less than 10, 15 seconds. I mean, you've seen that there. You've seen Reggie Miller in the New York, playing the New York Knicks. He scores like a whole bunch of points in less than a minute. That's winning basketball. That's that never die. That's that I'm gonna do what you're not willing to do. And that's what Paul George was showing there. And I know it's like a little petty, like, okay, we're up 12. But sometimes you want to teach a team a lesson. And sometimes you want to teach your teammates a lesson. Like, it doesn't matter how much time is on the clock. You know, we can still get it. We can still do better. And I think Marcus Morris did not appreciate that. And in turn, he got mad and he pushed Paul George and created all this whole big scuffle. I'm glad no blows were thrown. At the end of the day, a lot of these guys are really soft anyway. You know, they have a lot of money, so you know they're used to getting their way. So when they don't, you know, they throw temper tantrums, which, you know, start pushing each other. But it's a good lesson for anybody that watched that game or anybody that's in tune with the whole issue. That's the difference between people that are getting it and people that are not getting it. People that are getting it, they're willing to wake up a little earlier than you. People that are getting it, they're willing to put a little bit more time than you. People that are getting whatever they want in life, they're willing to play it out until the very last second. It doesn't matter if they're down or up 12. They're gonna try to get what they're trying to get. And that's the same thing for basketball players. The basketball players that are better than you, or the pros that are the best pros, is because they're willing to do all the little things that other people aren't willing to do. So that's my whole take on it. I think Marcus Morris look at this whole situation and just said, you know what? If he wanted to get the ball, let him get the ball. Or let me fight him for the ball, but I'm not gonna forearm shiver him because it makes me look weak. Because I'm already down 12, you know. And people could say it makes Paul George look weak, but that's that hungry mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you haven't eaten for 4 hours or 6 hours or whatever, 10 hours, and you get in that kitchen, it doesn't matter if it's a candy cane, it doesn't matter if it's some chips, you're gonna try to tear whatever it is in there up. And that's what Paul George is doing. He's tearing it up. He's trying to tear it up. He hasn't played in a whole year. He's trying to tear it up. It doesn't matter if it's 10 seconds, 20 seconds. He's trying to tear it up. Anyway, this is Vlad from Hoops Junction. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla. Peace.